Bishop, have you run the dishwasher? Put that towel underneath the dishwasher.
Shalom, everybody. Shalom. I'm not gonna be on long. I just had a few questions I want to ask. I don't want nobody to think I'm at it again, but you know, it is what it is. A few questions, and if somebody can come on and break it down, I appreciate it. Okay, it's not talking about Hosea. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom, shalom. You already know. How the heck? I want to know how you put that scripture up there. That's, man, you need to come on live with me right now, because I'm trying to figure out how did you put that scripture up there when I was about to, that's what my topic is about. Wow. That's amazing to me. That's amazing. Wow. I'm telling the truth. Matthew, Menard, Jay's what it won. That is wow. Wow. But hey son, turn that fan on so it can blow this way. For me, please. Yeah, so shalom to everybody again. Yeah, turn this way. Push it all the way down too. Right. There you go. Some more. All right, everybody. So, it's not gonna be a long talk. I'm not gonna be long. I don't know. I always said next thing it was 3-4 hours, but I'm gonna try not to be long at all. I'm just trying to fit, like we talk about curses and things, because I already see nobody's gonna break down Hosea. We got funny-alites and joker-lites who say they would do it and haven't done it. Okay. But I have a few scriptures I want to read. And I understand the Apocrypha was talking about Ezra and all that, but James 1:1, just like the brother just said, is very powerful. Right? When it talks about Israel being, it said, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know how to do that, man. Next time you come over, you and I talk, you can show me how to do that, copy and paste it. And somebody else could do it. Yeah, James 1:1, right? It talks about to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And I'm just trying to figure out how come anybody that's that look like me, or Wesley Snipes, or any so-called, in America, what they would call a black man today, anywhere we find him in the world, that's Judah. So I just want somebody to show me that. Because scattered abroad, when they say 12 tribes, that's all 12 tribes. So I just wanted somebody, and anybody saw me, I had a brother on the other night, man, I was not battering him, anything. You know, we had a nice conversation, and I didn't try to put him in no hot seat. You know, so you can be brave. You can go, somebody sent a request. Hope. Let's see. Oh, okay, sister. I don't know if you want to come on. I guess you're coming on. You want to come on, so I'll bring you on. Hey. Well, the lesson basically is it's a question in a lesson. The question. Hello, sis. The question is. Oh, you didn't know he's coming on?
I was in jail, so I was just pressing buttons.
Well, you out of jail now. You got a Qanath get out of jail free card. How about that? All right.
7 more hours.
But the question, they want what?
I got 11 more hours.
What?
What is the question?
11 more?
No, I'm talking about what is the question?
Oh, the question is, when it says James 1:1 to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, and that's my brother that's at the bottom. Him and I've been building for some time, and I would like to have him on live too, Emmanuel, right? Rodriguez, and I still consider him my brother, right? Because a lot of people think I'm just like against Mexicans and all that. No, it's not about that. I'm trying to get some edification. The question is, in James 1:1, it says, James, it says, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean to you?
I never thought about it.
Well, it's 12. We got 12 tribes.
But I know that's in New Testament when Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were still in the southern kingdom before they got scattered. So that's interesting. 2 to 12 tribes scattered abroad.
Right. Yeah. If you read,
maybe
I'm gonna
we
read
were scattered.
We are scattered. And you can do
well,
basic
I'm talking
research.
about. Well, I'm talking about during James 1:1.
Right. Well, let me read this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. No, in fact, let me read this. Deuteronomy chapter, let's start at verse 32. Give me a second. 32:26, I believe it is. I hope it is.
I need to get my Bible.
Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 32:26, and it says this. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease amongst men. I will scatter them into corners and make their memory, I'm reading, cease from amongst men. So he said he's going to scatter his people in the corners, right? And go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. He says, and the Most High shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number. I want you to understand that's a very, very powerful verse right here. Because then you have to start, he's giving you a clue.
Your connection ain't real clear.
Okay. How about now?
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Facebook don't like me. All right. So let me try it again.
Yeah, I'm in jail.
Deuteronomy
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you. So when it's saying that, it's saying he's going to put us in all the nations, and we're going to be a small number amongst the heathen. Okay? You know what? I'm going to bring you back on, but I want to bring my brother Emmanuel on real quick. Because
okay, that's fine, because I got to think about that.
Right. Just think about it. Okay? But nice seeing you and talking to you again.
You too.
All right? All right, shalom. All right, bring my brother Emmanuel on. Say adding.
Yo, shalom, brother.
Shalom. What's going on?
Praise to the Most High Yahweh, right, for giving us, first off, the technology to communicate with one another and get a better understanding for one another, right?
Right.
Okay. So where I come from, you know, I'm Mexican. I've never been called a Spaniard. I've never been called anything else but a wetback, a mojado, just a bastard, right? My people have been going through curses the way it's been going, as it has been going today, and it has been going on as it will tomorrow, right?
Right.
So our people have been suffering curses, and a lot of people want to say, you know, oh no, it's all black, it's all 12 tribe blacks, but look at the era that we're in right now, man. You know what I mean? To where we understand that the Hispanics are going through a lot of curses right now. You know what I mean? Also, if we go back to the times when if we go back to the times when the conquistadors came along to dominate the world and take over the Taínos, take over the Mayans, take over the Aztecs, take over all the Native Americans, right? They came in with Hebrew translators, right? Because
Right.
the natives that were here on the land, they spoke that language. They spoke that language, right?
Right.
So why would Columbus come? And along with Columbus, there also came Moors with them, right? There's also Moors that are involved with them, because at that time the Europeans were being ruled over by the so-called Moors, right? So there's plenty of proof that us Hispanics, especially here, this is my hood. This is my hood here. This is where I live. Check
Right.
it out. We in the hood. We in the ghetto. We in the slums, right? What up, homie?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, we in the hood. We in the slums.
Right.
This is where they want. This is where they want us. Now, if we were Spaniards, right? If we were so-called Spaniards, like the way most people want to say, why are we getting gunned down? Why is it that when we get pulled over and they're guaranteed that it's a Mexican family, and that the majority of the time none of them have documents, and they take advantage of them. They violate their rights. A lot of our children right now are being violated, molested, raped by the so-called white man and by so-called fucking Edomite Spaniards that are within, being established with the government as protective custody, as securities, as COs, as officers. You know what I mean? They're just people that are along with that evil. But us, when we realize that we are getting killed on the daily, and that Satan right now, it's the end of times, so Satan right now is trying to make whatever he can to separate. He's trying to separate all nations regardless of what it is. I have never seen so much division. Since I left the Christianity church, I have not seen more division since I've woken up to the truth than an Israelite. Yes, of course, there's also Canaanites that are out there, and the ones that I call Canaanites are the ones that hate us, so-called Hispanics, the ones that don't want to realize. Because if you go back to even going back to even how the houses were built here in New Mexico and in Mexico, they've all been built by Adobe. Those are Israelite customs. They've been our customs. They've been since the moment. You know what I mean? And we've been enslaved. We've been enslaved. I mean, why in the fuck is it that our people are over there worshiping a white fucking Jesus that does not belong to them? And then all of a sudden they make an image of a black Jesus that we don't really know what Jesus really looks like, because we cannot be making any driven image of what he looks like. It's just words that explain who he is. You know what I mean? Uses definitions, uses compounds, he uses metaphors to recognize who he is.
Let me say something real quick. I want everybody to know this. We've been knowing it. This brother and I have been knowing each other for some time, and
Yes,
we've never had a dispute with one another.
Nope.
You know.
In buildings.
In fact, he checked another so-called Mexican because he said something. I forgot exactly what he said. He said, oh, well, we're gonna teach our people something like that. And I told him, I said, man, you need to check his ass. And he checked him. You know, he back in line now. But you know, I agree with everything you said except one thing. I agree with everything you said, because all nations and they people are down there. You know, I disagree about the part. Now, this the part where some brothers will get on you about, because you got so-called Hispanics who say people in America and even down in South America that's Negro are Hamites, and nobody know what color Christ is, and they say, well, metaphors like you said. Now, the only thing, and I can go through scriptures, and I'm not gonna go through a lot because we both
right. No, right. Oh yeah,
so,
we got scriptures, brother. We got scriptures.
I will say this. You know, if we come up with, if we use that type of thinking, then we can let anybody be Israelite, because we all know in that region in Africa during that time, records, pictures, paintings on the walls show people of being real dark hue, real dark skin. So when you have Joseph, who was with an Egyptian woman, right? And they had Manasseh and Ephraim. Now we know, you look at the Egyptians, they were dark, right? And we know Israel was compared to the Ethiopians. We can see what color the Ethiopians are right now today. So it'd be pretty hard for me to say that, and Christ hit from the tribe of Judah, they all dwelt in that same area, and they were all brothers. So if people would say somebody changed complexion a little bit, I'd accept that, you know, but I don't accept the fact that we don't know what color Yahawashi is, right? Because we could use metaphors and so on and so forth, like the unturned cake.
It's more Yahawashi, it's more Yahweh, the Father, right? Because the Father has been showing himself who he is from the book of Daniel, right?
Right.
But you know what I have been noticing is that a lot of stuff that I've been watching lately, it's been making sense, is that, you know, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a lot of brothers are just like, you know, they're pushing that black supremacy, you know what I mean? And that's what that's where a lot of people are like, you know, I mean, can we really, I mean, I know scripture says, you know, he's burl, he's the color of this, but it's when you see brothers like ISUPK saying this is about black supremacy and this and that, and it's like, then you're like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? It's like, what is it then, you know what I mean? And then you go doing some more studying about the Canaanites, and then you start doing more studying about, you know, it's just like, it's like a never-ending story. But
well, let me say this right here.
My thing is, brother, is that here's the thing, right? Here's where this is where it buries all of this. It's about what it says in the book of Romans, right? The Spirit bears witness to who we are, right?
Right. That's Romans chapter 8, verse 16. And it's funny to say, the Spirit
bears witness.
Let me build on that, but because a brother brought that out last night, and I told him to go to John chapter 1, verse 10 through 13, and it actually explains that scripture when it talks about the Spirit bear witness. In that case, I could say Joyce Myers is Israelite because the Spirit bears witness. But the part that you said, black supremacy, and I'm not against what you're saying here. I'm just against on how we perceive things when people shout stuff out. Like you heard people say black supremacy or white supremacy.
Right.
There is a such thing as white supremacy.
I've even heard it on some of the rappers like Deacon Sakar.
Real quick.
I got you.
Supremacy means you like ruling. So there is no Hispanic supremacy. There is no black supremacy. You understand? There is a white supremacy. You understand? Because that person is in rulership. We're not in rulership. Nothing. Please forgive my language. We're not in ruling anything. So that's coming from them guys on that Canaanites perspective, but also almost on a so-called white supremacy perspective when they look at a black group like the NAACP or Black Panthers and they say supremacy. Well, we don't rule anything, so we can't be supreme. Only thing what make us supreme is Deuteronomy 7:6. But the question was, when it says James 1:1, it said, I was scattered into the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Or we go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26, and it talks about he would scatter us into corners. And it also, when you go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse, I think it's chapter 4, verse 27. Now I read it. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord, Yahweh, shall scatter you amongst the nations, with an S, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathens, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Now, I brought that scripture up to go against people who call it so-called African Americans or whatever you want to call in the diaspora Canaanites, because when you look at all of America and all of South America, in every country in South America, the so-called black man is the least populated. Even in California, Mexico, we don't outnumber no state in America. We don't outnumber no state in no country in South America.
So if you give me a quick second on that, okay. So explain me why there are, you know what I mean? Because I've done my research. I know that in the times of what was that president's name? Benito Juarez, around those times of the 1880s era. You know what I mean? A lot of blacks, a lot of blacks escaped from here, and they started migrating down towards Mexico, because the president back in those times, he didn't believe in slavery, because
That's
he was
true.
against that.
I read that. That's
right?
true.
So you know, so let's also explain. You know what I mean? It's not saying no, because in Colombia there's a lot of African American with their hair texture just like yours, looking just like you, speaking Spanish. You know what I mean? You got Nicaragua, you got Salvador, you got Honduras. Hey, but you know, it happens. We losing hair, whatever.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's like, the thing is, I mean, how fucking sorry about the language, but how anxious is the devil to destroy everything when he has us all fighting, and has a lot of us drifting off of other stuff, man. I mean, it reminds me kind of like when everybody was in prison and motherfuckers was locked up, and it was like, don't hang around with the fucking niggas, don't hang around with the fucking white boys, don't hang around with the fucking wetbacks, don't hang around, stick to your own kind. It's like, it's going back to that shit.
Well, let me say this.
So when in the fuck are we supposed to see the end of times?
Okay, hold on. Let me say this real quick. When you say going back to that, when you say going back to that, when you become an Israelite, or you start practicing the custom of being an Israelite and coming into that faith, then of course we're supposed to change, right? Just like a Christian's supposed to change. Now, when you say it reminds you of jail, because we both have had our time, I'm not gonna give all my history, where you do have your certain sets when you go in and you got to go with your set. You understand? But in reality, if you and I are real to one another, right, out here in the world, we still have that, right? Because in certain areas, white people can't go, or Spanish can't go in black neighborhoods. In certain areas in Mexico, or California, New Mexico, Arizona, right? Especially in California, black people can't go. So that still exists today. That still exists today. My thing is more on, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how I feel personally. To me, I wouldn't mind if Mexicans and blacks all get together to defeat the damn devil. So I have no problem with that. My problem is
you ever heard Tupac say that? He says it's kind of hard to cool it on the sets again, to see a black man reuniting with a Mexican.
Right.
That's what they hate.
Right. But see, everybody don't have your way of thinking, right? But I'm just talking about when we look at certain curses, and people will boast against Judah. And hold on, King.
Right.
Hold on, King. When people boast against Judah, we're like when you say Judah, Christ is from the tribe of Judah. You understand? So how can you call me Judah when we say we don't know how Christ looked, and I'm saying I'm Judah? So you don't know. You look at me, right? So you should know how Christ looked, because we say, well, we don't know who. Okay. We don't know how Christ looked. So, it's a metaphor. I'm saying Judah, and Christ is the tribe of Judah.
So what was it that made you what was it that made you understand that you are Judah? Because I mean, the text in Revelation 1 and 14 and 15, it breaks down a lot of ways, and there's a lot of texts about the hair.
You asked me, and I can tell. You asked me, and I can tell. He said that we will never forget Judah, right? He said that Judah will never forget, will always remember, and Judah will start teaching when you read this in Deuteronomy, right? And when you look all over the world, that's who started teaching first. And a lot of people don't want to get that respect. You understand? That's who started teaching first. So that fits it, right? 2868 fits it. But without using that part, it's just the part where he say that we won't use the scepter, lose it, and we'll start teaching who we are. And that's what we're doing right now. You understand? So and then when you say what makes me think that, well, I got to go and ask you, you're Asher. And if you're saying you're Asher, fine. And you got thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in America
Well,
saying they're
from
Judah.
what I was
What tribe would you
told, or
say
from
they
what
from?
I'm supposedly from the tribe of Issachar.
Okay, I'm sorry, Salah. Okay, Salah. So if
But
I'm
it's
telling
okay,
you
no.
I'm Judah, you say supposedly, and I can show you a verse which will give you an idea that we are the Judites, right? Because they say we won't forget, and that He's gonna start with us first. So when you look all around the world, who He's gonna start first, right? He said, I shall raise and save the tents of Judah first. So when you see people waking up in America and certain parts of the world, it's people that look like myself and Wesley Snipes. So that's why I say I can say I'm Judah. I'm not going to even ask you why you can say you're Issachar or whatever like that, right? My thing is,
Right.
we say we don't know how Christ looked, and we go through the scripture to describe Judah, and everybody, there's not one person who say they're Hispanic, not one person white, Asian, I don't care. Everybody that's so-called African American or black say they Judah. Nobody accepts, takes that. So if we're saying that and everybody's into that, how can we not know how Christ?
Okay. Correct. Right. But what I'm trying to say, it's like, scripture's a trip, man. You know what I mean? Because I understand a lot. I've also done a lot of research. You know what I mean? Like at first I was like, damn, like, man, I woke up to this, cool. Looked up what Christianity was, found out that was the religion of the devil. Started digging deep, and digging deeper, and then, you know what I mean? It turns out that there's even that there's people that have come out, and they say that they are, so-called Canaanites, and they said so-called African, but yeah, I understand the teaching came through. It came through. You know what I mean? It woke me up. You know what I mean? And another thing too, it's like, how can we paint an image when the Most High tells us not to paint an image of anything? I don't use
right? Image. I look at myself.
I see that. You know what I mean? And I see that. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? That you got brothers that got that shit tatted on them, fool. You know what I mean? They got the black Christ tatted on them.
Let me say this, and you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. It's not a quiz for you and I both. But when people say Canaanite, right? Now we do know the Aztecs, right? You can do your when you do your research, you can find out that they were Phoenicians, right? And the Phoenicians were what? Canaanites, right? So a lot of people, and so when we look at the Aztecs, a lot of people say, okay, well, but I also know that the Phoenicians and the Israelites did mix amongst one another, right? But
but then here's another thing. Why would the Aztecs go through so many curses where they ended up, making them pull all the gold out of Mexico? All that gold got taken out all the way to Europe. You know what I mean? They enslaved them. They made them pull gold out of everywhere, even the Navajos, even the natives here in New Mexico right now, because there is a Hebrew Israelite rock with the 10 Commandments here, not too far from my house. It's about 45 minutes from here. And it has the 10 Commandments that was written, and it says it's either by one of the Israelites or by Moses. But it's like, it's proven, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, we went through that shit. We got ourselves enslaved. They took over our Aquanox system. They took over all the teachings that we were showing, because our people knew how to do the astronomy with the lights and all that. That's why we had a calendar. You know what I mean? And we had a calendar that kind of had people somewhat in order. Maybe it was a corrupted calendar. But the Aztecs always had something to prove themselves, who these people were. You know what I mean? And it's sad to see that, that it's like they say, oh no, this only happened to the blacks because they got put on ships and they were brought over here. When in reality, the Aztecs and the Mayans and all the natives of all the coasts of America, they all got shipped out. Who else is gonna unload the fucking gold out there in Spain and Europe?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
The scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice, right? And James 1:1 says, he's going to scatter us amongst the heathen, and 12 tribes scattered abroad. He's going to scatter amongst the heathen, be left few in numbers, right?
Right.
How come? And well, maybe that's not a fair question, because I see most people I see waking up so-called Negro. But let me ask you this question right here. Hosea chapter 7, verse 8. It says, Ephraim, right, will be like a cake unturned. Can you give me a precept? Right. If you can't do it tonight, I mean, while you're on, you can come back on later on, or maybe somebody else could type it in. One of your Issachar brothers could type it in, where Hosea 7 and verse 8, where it says, Ephraim shall be like a cake not turned. And a lot of people say that means skin color.
Okay.
Do you believe that means skin color? I'm not saying the people who say they Ephraim is not. I'm saying that does not mean skin color. And then we can go down and see if they fit, if they Ephraim or not. You know, so, I'm trying to get that.
Right. So here's the thing then. So, right, is Ephraim an uneven cake? That could relate to a lot of things, you know what I mean? It could relate to either are they lukewarm, are they going to get close or not? But here's the thing. It's like, what was I getting with this? So the thing is, it's like it says, you know, my sheep hear thy voice, and we're all using the same Bible. So where's the difference? Where's the division? I mean, if it says that we hear the voices, I mean, the all Latino Israelite motherfuckers, they say this and they use that same verse, and then the all Negroites use that shit too, and then me and you use that shit too. So it's like, bam, where's the answer at? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I used to use that verse right there for that. I know it doesn't mean that, you know, anymore, but I'm not saying certain people can't be Israelites. But I will say this, like I say, scripture, my sheep hear my voice, and we should be scattered abroad. And that's why I'm always confused. I mean, think about this, bro. Let's say you and I just use common sense, okay? Common sense. In Revelation chapter 7, verse 4, it says it's going to be 144,000. And we do this, that means 12,000 out of each tribe, right? And they're going to
no. Brother, those 144,000, man, that these guys are fighting for, have you even read what it says? That these 144,000 have been separated, that they have not bowed to Baal. They are virgins. They are unmarked. They are clean. That means that only your kids, your newborns, your sons, your offspring that you have not taken to church or got them baptized, those are the 144,000 seals.
Well, let me say this first. The scriptures say, and I know we cool. The scriptures say never interrupt the brother in the midst of speech, right? Because I wasn't going there. I was going to go someplace else, right?
Okay, so my bad. My bad. my bad.
Yeah, it's all right. The question was this. The question is this: when we look at the sons of Jacob, right? And I mean, we just have to have a big disagreement because look at the walls of Egypt. You know, Joseph passed as an Egyptian, so on and so forth. Right? Even Moses, right? He was supposed to have been the son of one of the pharaohs. You understand? So, and he was considered a brother. You understand? And we know they were black with nappy hair. So I digress. Now, when it's talking about the 144,000, it actually names all the tribes. Revelation chapter 7, verse 4. And I'm just curious why everybody say Levi, Benjamin, and Judah are the brown-skinned ones, and then you had the other 9 tribes, they say Hispanic. So you telling me that it's going to be 108,000 Hispanics in the kingdom and 36,000 blacks in the kingdom as believers. And Christ is from one of them tribes to be black.
Like I said, like me, I'm not about the colors.
Me either.
Situation.
It's not about color. That's what I'm trying to say.
But yeah, about them saying about that, I mean, hey man, everybody's got their own thing. I think in reality, fucking Esau, the so-called Edomites, got everybody so fucked up that they're gonna put whatever the fuck they want on the internet, and y'all gonna chew it up. That's why the Most High says, do not trust no man. Do not trust no man.
Right.
No man will lead you to the kingdom of heaven, right? Beside
the scripture say, I'm gonna give you the verse. The scripture say Acts chapter 5, verse 29. It says, we ought to trust we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. So
Yes.
right about that.
Yes,
And here's my last question I want to ask you. Now I'll let you get the closing statement. The last question I want to ask, like when you look at the island of Puerto Rico, right? And we know that I think I don't know if it's the Spaniards, whoever came over there and took over Puerto Rico, right? And so on and so forth, right? Over there. We know when any country go to war, it's two questions. When any country go to war, do they send men or women to war? That's one question. They send men or women to war?
They send men. They send men.
They send men. Okay. So if they send men to war, right? So if you had men going to Puerto Rico, right? And if we're going to use a cake unturned or unflipped means skin color or whatever. If the men went to Puerto Rico, them soldiers, and they raped the women, what would them children be?
Well, that could be a trick question, right? That could also refer to as you know, when Judah got brought over here too. I mean, how did most of the Judahs get the last name Johnson?
Well,
Jones,
because I'll answer it.
Cedric, you know what I mean? Saying like that. So you know what I mean? It's like the Most High even said that. That's why there's a Bible verse that says, I think it's in Hosea, that says, even though your blood is tainted, I shall clean you, because thou hast received me and thou hast learned who you are. And that's what I think. That's where that's at, because we've all been tainted. No matter how much. I mean, in reality, look, my last name is Rodriguez. What's your last name?
I don't want to put it on the air, but it's an English.
You know what I mean?
It's an English name.
Okay, so it's your last name. What's my last name? So how do we get that shit? Right? We got it from our slave masters.
Right. So
how sure does it make anybody clear to understand, besides the Spirit, besides the word of the Most High, and his voice speaking to us, for us not to realize that we are not those last names. Right. And we are not what these motherfuckers brought to us, right? So we heard.
Hold on, Kate. I'm gonna answer that question though. You said just like the Negro, whatever, so on and so forth, right? You mentioned name, right? It's a difference between a name.
King Toby. Remember King Toby? Well, there was a brother named Atway. Okay, go ahead, brother.
It's a difference between a name and rape, right? Because a person can buy slaves and give all the slaves a last name Smith. And remember, in slavery, they will make a black man and a black woman, right? To get a bigger, they get the biggest black man, the biggest black woman, right? And
you're telling me that the white man never wanted to have sex with the black woman?
He did. And there's no real pure blood here. Everybody got boned out by somebody, all right? But I'm just trying to ask a question, because
it says that we will leave our heritage and we will have a curse.
Oh, this you Issachar. This is for Ephraim. So let me talk about Ephraim. All right, Ephraim is saying that that cake unturned mean that's because the Spaniards came and raped their women, and you admitted that they sent soldiers out. So we know that the soldiers were all white men. So if they raped the women, right? We know Numbers 1:18 say you are the seed of your father. What would them children be?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, here you go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. This shit. No. But see, what I'm trying to say is that also along with the black community, you know what I mean? Some of y'all women got raped too. You know what I mean? And along they started mixing in with
rape, they still betraying us too.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, I mean, if we don't have a slave master, because the Most High says that we will serve our slave master through the want of all things, through hungerness and nakedness, so that fucking puts us all in the same boat. So who is the one that ended up fucking us all over?
You're right. Hey, I agree with you. And one thing I do know, let me say this way. Hold on, brother.
That doesn't make you or me better at all, because all of us, we got our last name for some reason. That's why it says in Ezekiel that we will leave our heritage and we will receive a curse as our last name, and they will change our names. And
I
we
got
are a
two
metaphor.
statements to make. I got two statements to
They
make.
call you a nigger. They call me a fucking mojado. They call me a wetback. Better yet, Donald Trump calls me a rapist, a drug dealer, a fucking terrorist, this and that, all that.
Right. The hell with Donald Trump.
I mean?
But I got two statements to make. Let me make these two statements, okay?
Go ahead.
It's kind of hard to remember them, but I'm gonna try to remember. This one I can't remember. Where you talk about rape and stuff, right? The scripture also says the third generation, right? We'll come back after the third generation. So even if we got raped, right? A white man raped us, right? We're gonna still come back as an Israelite, right? We're gonna turn back. I don't see nobody turning back. Now, it was something else you said.
Because of why? Because of the spirit. Because of the spirit. The word of the Most High that speaks to his children. That's what it is.
It was something else you said.
That's what it is.
It was
go ahead.
You said. No, I'm just trying to think what you said because I was trying to. You would say, like brother said, we still come back black. But it was something else that you said.
No. We won't come back.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna give you the last word because I try to be fair to everybody. You know.
Go ahead.
And at the end of the day, it's gonna be the Most High who's gonna make the judgment. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, anybody who want to serve our Father, you know, that's up to the Most High. You know, I just look at curses, and everybody has some form of slavery. Oh, I got it. Here go the question I have to ask you, right here.
Go ahead.
Like language, right? I speak English, you speak Spanish, right? Now, I can't go back to a second language.
The language of the enemy? The language of the enemy?
Do you speak another language other than Spanish?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. My grandma taught me to speak Tarahumara.
What's that?
Tarahumara. That is a native language in Chihuahua.
Okay. So you said it's native language, right? Now, I look at Second Esdras, and I know a lot of us came over here, right?
And it relates a lot to Hebrew as well, because Ama, a lot of us Mexicans use that word Ama. Ama means mom in the Hebrew ancient lettering. You know what I mean? Ama. Look it up.
Right.
Look it up. It's
you
there.
know, I'm not going to doubt you. You know, because just like we say in Hebrew, so does
like
the
Native
Muslim.
Americans here, they speak Navajo, they speak Apache, they speak Cherokee. In Mexico, there's different tribes, brother. There's different people, and they are suppressed as well.
Let me say this, brother.
I mean?
Let me say
what native language?
I don't want you to.
What native language?
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
Because I've been knowing you for some time, and I kind of feel I kind of feel a spirit a little bit. I don't want you to think I'm attacking you, okay? Because I'm not.
No, not at all. Hey, man,
I've been knowing you for a while.
This can never when two people or when two brothers are speaking about the word, it should never be an argument. It should never be a dispute. It should never be a debate. It should always be about building, modifying, creating, and educating, and helping out one another to understand us better.
Look,
right?
I could be brothers to anybody. My thing is this: I like truth, though, right? And truth to me stands, right? Because Scripture say, "Have I become because I tell you the truth, have I become your enemy?" or something like that. You know. So I mean, I say we always been cordial to one another, you know. But I don't live on lies. I don't live on fantasy land or anything like that. So when somebody say Christ is not black or we don't know who Judah is. You know, I asked a question, and I asked it for a reason. I said, what language you spoke of a speak? And you told me what it was. You gave me one word. It could mean in Hebrew. And you said it's like indigenous to this land or native to this land. And I think that's a dangerous thing to say because and I'm only saying this because people are going to attack you on this, right? If you're saying you're native to this land, then how could you be an Israelite if you're native to the land?
Because the land that we was given got stolen by the so-called white man, right? That's why it says in Deuteronomy 28.
All nations their land.
Thou shalt serve your enemies in the want of all things, and in hunger and in thirst, and they shall rule over you, and they do rule over us, right?
That's a
I
fact.
mean, when have you seen a Mexican take your job? Never.
Well, wait a minute. Hold up. I don't want to go here because that has happened.
Never seen a Mexican take your job.
Well, okay, I'm gonna answer it.
But
You asked me, so
it's clear and present. I mean, think about the Native Americans that are right now being held at the ICE at the fucking at the border patrol, bro. They're getting held up. Look what they're doing. They're separating their kids from their children, the way it says in Deuteronomy 28.
So say the Native
The way
American.
it also says that you will have a wife, but your wife will be given unto another man. So that happened to your people and my people. It happened to both. It happened to both. That's why there's Wilson. That's why there's Smith. There's Johnson. That's why there's Whitaker. That's why there's
Listen, hold on,
Washington.
brother,
That's
I'm being real. King, come on.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah. No, I got you. I ain't tripping.
Right.
No.
So that's happened to a lot of people, right? Not just black or Hispanic people, happened to a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And
but when you were trying to teach me, what did you teach me, bro? What did you teach me when you wanted to open up a school down here at Albuquerque? What did you teach me that the so-called Hispanic, Native Americans, African Americans were the true people of God, right?
Right.
You showed me the Deuteronomy.
And I'm not going against
it.
Do you hear me? I'm not going against it. I want you to hear me.
I know.
You have to allow me to speak so you can see where I'm coming from, okay? I'm not going against that part of the teaching. I'm saying that all Hispanics are not Israelites and all blacks are Israelites, but I'm gonna lean heavy on a lot of Hispanics because I see certain things don't fit up. That's what I'm saying. I can also say that certain blacks are Canaanites too. I can say that also. Now, let me get back to
there it is. But it comes down to the spirit. At the end of the day, it comes down to the spirit. He who hears my voice.
I don't want to bring out another spirit, so please allow me to finish, bro. That's all I'm saying. Allow me to finish.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'm just allow me to finish. So,
amen. It's a lot.
When we look at curses, and it said we'll be scattered amongst nations, and we'll be few in number amongst them nations, right? And we talk about Babylon, this, that, and the third. And you asked a question, and I'm going to answer it. You say, if a Hispanic ever taken my job, everybody took my job, a black man, a white man, and a Hispanic man. You understand? So let me get that out first. But I will say this. I done a video the other day, and I see in my neighborhood, which is 99.999% black, and I see the people that run the stores are not people that look like me, and I see a lot of Hispanic people working, getting the jobs, not just in my neighborhood, but throughout my whole city, in my states, and other people tell me the same thing. Like in California, I remember back in 1987, right? The population of Hispanics was only 2 million, and it was only 30 million blacks, right? Now the population of Hispanics is 80 million, and we only increased like to 40 million. We are least populated, right? And the Hispanic community has moved up and above us, right? And also in Mexico, they're holding people from West Africa and won't let them cross the border. So I did my best to answer that. Here's my question I have for you. When you have in all 12 countries in South America, you do have black people there. How come you don't see on a high rate so-called black people crossing the border like you see Hispanics? And I'm not saying, look, if they doing that, brother, I don't have no problem with somebody trying to feed their family. They should, because I want the white man kicked out of this place too. I'm just saying, why you don't see black people cross the border like you see Hispanics?
Are you referring to the color black, or are you referring to a certain nationality of people? Because yes, out here I have seen a lot of Africans, Hamites, coming out here and everything. They're getting
I'll answer it. I'm gonna answer it. You
a
said
welfare
so-called
and
black.
all.
So I'm
Now,
gonna answer the
now,
question.
if you think about,
Hold on,
so if you
brother.
think about, hold on.
Hold on, King.
Let me answer your
Hold on,
question
King.
about why Mexicans take your
Okay,
jobs,
I'm gonna mute you.
because we are a cheaper labor than you guys are, and we do not cry, we do not complain, we just fucking receive what they give us and fuck it, because we made better here than we did in our country.
Okay, now I'm gonna
A lot of other
you,
people,
and I don't want to
they
cut you
feel
off.
like
I
they
don't
deserve.
want, brother. I don't want to cut you off. Let me say this because you said, "What am I speaking of?" Right? When I said so-called black, right? And I can go and don't interrupt me. I could go into phenotype. One. Now two, I can go into that. And two, the part you said we work for a lower wage. That's true. Three, you said something that was kind of, and I don't know if you meant it that way. It was kind of insulting when you said you don't cry. It is in third. Understand this: when you work for a lower wage, my people work for even a lower wage. I remember back in the 80s, brother, I was making $2.75 an hour. Okay, and I remember my grandmother was making 75 cents an hour, right, for a very much lower wage than people come across the border and work for. Two.
My mom was making 70.
Hold on, brother. I remember when I got books on it where our people worked for free. There was no wage. There was no wage, right? So when we go into that about, it's not about who works the hardest. If you're going to work for something and somebody going to take cheaper wages, it's not that you work harder. It's because a businessman going to hire a person that's going to work for cheaper. That's being business smart. That don't mean you work harder, because if I can find somebody that can work for 50 cents an hour compared to somebody who want maybe $20 an hour, I'm gonna hire a 50 cent an hour guy. But I digress. I just want you to understand.
What color are those people,
with that wasn't, but go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, what color are the people that are paying those wages?
The people that are underbidding the so-called black man over here who made it feasible for all of us to get a job when they went a white black restaurant, a white black water fountain, sit in the back bus, right? Can't go to a restaurant. So the people that's doing the hiring are racist people. That's who's doing the hiring. So I would tell any person that's a Mexican descent or African American descent or black Mexican or black Puerto Rican, don't take them wages, because what you do, you're hurting the people who paved the way. You're hurting the people who paid the way. Because you say, who took my job? Right now, my whole family used to work in the construction business. Not one, including myself, can find a job where I stay, because all the people, and I'm not against Hispanics on working, but not one of my people, when I say my people, my phenotype and my nappy hair, can find a job, because the people will work for a lower wage, and we pay the way so we can even get them jobs. And now people come across the border, and I'm not against that either, but we'll take them jobs for a lower wage.
What tribe are those people from, though? What tribe are they from?
Pardon me?
What tribe are they from? What tribe are they from?
So, I don't know what tribe they from. What you mean? What you mean, what tribe are they from?
Yeah, the people that you said are coming in, what tribe are they from? Because you told me that they're Issachar, that they're Zebulon, that they're Asher.
Well, I would go by American standards. I would say so-called Spanish, because I don't like saying Mexicans, because that to me, and Mexicans, African Americans, Spanish, and all that shit is derogatory to me. But you can't say everybody over here is Mexican.
How do you refer them to?
From all over the 12 countries in South America.
You refer them to as Spanish, you said.
Right, people who speak Spanish.
Okay. So what other language was I supposed to speak? What other language was I supposed to speak besides what the white man brought to my people? And why are you speaking English when you shouldn't be speaking that language?
Well, this is not about
no, it is, brother.
No.
You just set yourself up on that one.
About jobs. No, we talk about jobs. We're not talking about language.
No. Why are you speaking English when the white man brought you that, but the Spanish brought me? So you're English then. To me, you are English. To you, I am Spanish.
Well, guess what?
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, watch this. I am English. You know why? Because Paul was considered a Roman, right? Right. So you are Spanish, because people can say you're Spanish. So I guess I can say I'm English. But guess what? When people
I work out,
hold on, I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna show you the difference because you ran into a door. Watch this.
In English, your people wouldn't get gunned down just like my people get gunned down.
When somebody see me, they say African American. When they see anybody from the 12 countries of South America, they just say Spanish.
Hey, and when they see me, they say, look at this fucking wetback, this terrorist, this fucking rapist, this fucking scumbag.
Right?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Hey, but look, at the end of the day, I'll let you get the last word. Hosea 7.
The last word is if the fucking speaks to us, if the Spirit speaks to you who you are, you should not judge anybody else. Remain and keep what you have known, and don't let anybody take what is yours, what the glory has given you, what the Most High has given you. The vision is of the fucking devil.
And I'm not going to allow nobody to take what was given to me. Right, I'm not going to allow that. Right, and I'm going to tell you that's why I'm doing this live right now. So I'm going to take your advice. I'm not going to let nobody take what was given to me. So I'm going to take your advice on that, brother, because you're right. The Spirit does bear witness. So when I see people waking up all over the world, I see who's waking up. So if you're saying yourself an Israelite and this and third, you're my brother. You understand? But I see who's waking up all over the world. And it's not white people, it's not Chinese people, it's not a whole bunch of Spanish people, it's not Korean people, it's not people from Hawaii, it's not people that's from the Arab countries, it's people that look like me all across America, down in Belize, down in Brazil, right? Down in Peru.
There was conquistadors, there was Moors that look like you too, brother. There was conquistadors and Moors that look like you too, brother.
Of course. I agree with you. I'm not going against you.
So,
I'm not going against you. I'm not going against you. I just deal with facts. That's all.
May the Most High Yahweh bless you with everything that you're doing. Keep pushing whatever it is that you're doing. But just remember that we are one. And without one another, we cannot fucking conquer these white devils.
Hey, look. The day you start going against the white man, I'm right along with you. But the scriptures also said this. And watch this. And I feel you. And I got your back on that. But remember, the scriptures say we all came from Adam, right? But he chose a certain people out of Adam, right? So even though we all came from the same Adam,
preaching that we were those certain people? Why were you preaching that we were those certain people? And now you're trying to say that I'm spit?
Listen. I'm still saying some of you are if you from Negroid descent, right? Because remember the Egyptian president said this? He said this, since we want to do some history. He said, how can the Jews leave black and come back white? You believe that, right?
Well, here's what I believe is that news can be manipulated. It all comes down to the Spirit, brother. There ain't no other way around it. You could bring up news. You could bring up all this. I could bring up facts. I could bring up all that. But at the end, it's the fucking Spirit that spoke to all of us. There ain't no way around it.
Can you do me a favor?
Whether
hold on, brother. Do me a favor. Like you came on my live tonight, and we've been knowing each other for a while. Can you do me a favor? The ones that saying black people are Canaanites, I want you to go on their live and be brotherly love like you was with me, and go on them like you go with me, but and love. Tell their ass off. Tell them to stop saying that because when they the one creating the division. Tell them to stop saying that.
The ones that believe that are Canaanites are the ones that are right because the Canaanites don't believe that us Mexicans, Hispanics, Native Americans are the chosen. So that makes them Canaanites. The way they make us seem that we are Spaniards because a lot of motherfuckers are Latino Israelites only. Those are the Spaniards. Keep battling with them. If you are fucking Israel, if you are in unity, there is none of this shit. It's all just unity. The white man hates the unity, and that's why he's going to keep pushing the shit. He's going to keep pushing division. So if you're a Canaanite, you're going to bring division. If you're a Spaniard, you're going to bring division. If you're about Israel, you're going to bring unity. You're going to bring power. You're going to bring a dynasty. You're going to make an empire that is going to rise and is going to be successful because of the mighty name of Yahawashi Yahawashi. It's what it's going to be.
I agree with you.
No other way around.
I agree with you. All praises, all praises, all praises. I agree with you. I'm not against that. I agree with you. So hey, look,
unity.
With that, keep in touch with me. Hey, look, I'll talk to you offline because I'm trying to figure out what happened when we was all together. All of a sudden, like everybody just moved went like this. I don't know what happened. You know, but we can still chop it up. You know, I just hope you listen to what I was saying. You understand? At the end of the day, man, We're supposed to love one
Which
another.
what I
The
said,
scripture says this. The scripture said this, that we shall be the teachers, right? And we're going to have sojourners, right? And other nations going to cleave. So whoever cleave, let them cleave, right? Because like I said, whoever want to serve our Father, you know, is a friend of mine and a brother of mine. So at the end of the day,
whether you believe it or not, brother, tonight we have done all those things. Tonight those things have been done. You hear me?
I feel you.
All praises to the Most High.
All praise,
Much
brother.
love, shalom.
All right.
To all my brothers scattered throughout the four corners of the whole earth.
I got you, Shane.
We are in unity and power. All
I got
praises.
you. I got you.
Salute,
right,
brother.
Be safe
Salute,
out there,
man.
All right.
Always. Salute, brother.
Salute to you. All right, Shane, bring you on. All right. I think that was a pretty good conversation. I mean, I know a lot of people go with that's cool too. Bring it out.
Can y'all see me? Oh, what's up, Rock?
Bring it out.
Hey, man. I just had to come on here, you know, talk real quick. First of all, man, like I said before, bro, I don't care what nobody say. Yahawashi said, I am the Alpha and Omega, which is the I and the Tha in Hebrew, which is you. So if he's saying I am you unto his brethren, he's talking about he's us. Even in the physical, he walked physical. So when people talking this crap, talking about we don't know how his nose look and his eyes look, man, we don't need to know how his nose look, how his eyes look. Man, cut that crap out. You feel me? You know he was 100% Negro. You feel me? Even Hitler knew the Jews was black. So let's cut it out. Stop talking the foolishness. You even got the Russian icons that prove it. You see what I'm saying? So why lie? You feel me? The thing that kills me about it is, like I said before, when you go into Amos and how the Most High compared the nation of Israel to the whole nation of Israel to the Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying? Look up Ethiopian in Hebrew. It says Negro. So that even lets you know that the whole 12 tribes look Negro. You see what I'm saying? They look like the Ethiopians. Same thing with the Egyptians. You go there, the Israelites was confused with the Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? So now you're going to tell me they're going to look a whole different phenotype? Cut it out. Cut it out. We got to keep it real, man. Some of Israel is going to look like them from mixing. But the whole tribe, hell no. All the tribes are Negro looking, point blank period. All the way from Judah to Issachar. And everybody know that. It's a fact. There's no scripture where it even say anything in the Hebrew about somebody going to look Hispanic. Not even in the Hebrew. Because if that's confusion. The Most High chose one race, one nation, one king. He said you'll be hated by all people. He's talking about the Negro. You see what I'm saying? And it's a fact. Go look it up. And you want to deal with the original native Indians looked at Negro, bro. So you need to check your facts. You got the Asian type, the ones who was over here, but nobody speaks about the Negro looking so-called Native Americans. You see what I'm saying? They whitewashed the Northern Kingdom just like they whitewashed the Southern Kingdom. So what is people saying? Now, I ain't saying that brother ain't an Israelite, but I'm saying majority of y'all are not. That's why they pushing that Canaanite crap about, oh, we Canaanites and this and that. Come on, bro. We lead the whole world in everything. Who is the Michael Jordans, the Mike Tysons, the Michael Jacksons of the world? The great eventers are. We are. Cut it out. We are the salt of the earth. And everybody copy elsewhere and do what we do.
That's a fact. And see, I was going to go there. I was going to go there, but I didn't want to go there because I knew I would get so much to talk about it because I could have went there and creation everything and really went there. And I mean, I'm not trying to embarrass.
They already know. They already know. They all listen. Ain't nothing like a nigga. They already know, man. We do it all. We do it all. They already know. So I don't know why they sitting there faking the front and the fraud when he's talking about when we look at Revelations and the book of Daniels and Yahawashi said, if you saint me, you truly saint the Father. So you're gonna say, that's talking about in the spirit. Man, cut that crap out. That man walked in the flesh. The scripture said if you don't believe he walked in the flesh, then you are Antichrist. So now you're gonna sit here and try to make it like this nigga you don't know how this nigga look. Like, you feel me? When he said, I am the I and the Tha, meaning I am you. You feel me, nigga? You just like him. You feel me? Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. It's crazy.
What John Brown said, he said, John Brown turned and looked. So you mean to tell me the whole time Christ was walking on the earth, you could see, he was see through?
And why? And you know what he said? What he said? He said, bear record of this. Write it in the book. You feel me? Why you got to describe a man's eyes? Listen, the phenotype was given when he said he had hair like wool. It shows you that he was a Negroid-looking man. You feel me? You look at the Negroid-looking people, it's the Egyptians and the Ethiopians and the so-called Negroes. Why did he compare the whole nation to the Ethiopians? When Ethiopian meaning dark skin, with the word they use is I think it's swarthy, something like that, which means dark skin. So all of a sudden now, when you even go look at the when you look at the walls, right, you see dark skinned men with woolly hair. You see what I'm saying? Then you see some of them where you see the lighter skinned Negroes with the longer hair, but they still Negro people. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna sit here and try to tell me that the whole phenotype of a whole damn Israelite tribe changed, even when you go into the kick unturned, and it has nothing to do with skin color or how they look.
Do you think he answered any of my questions?
No, he answered a few, but he tap danced around a lot of them, especially when it comes to the phenotype, because Joseph never changed. Joseph still remained the same. He still looked like a Negro. If you using Ephraim as a kick unturned,
Ethiopian skin will not change. I forgot what scripture that was. I'll read it.
Exactly. And we brought that out where it says Ethiopian skin. Can an Ethiopian change his skin? The Ethiopians still look the same. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like I said before, Nipsey Hussle being an Ethiopian. When people want to, like I said, I thought that brother was a brother, but that man really Ethiopian. People want to make him as an Israelite. He's not an Israelite. But as you can see him, he looks like a Stony. But he's not us. You see what I'm saying? He's not us. So all them brothers who claiming.
And we passed as an Ethiopian. So is Cesar Chavez going to pass Ethiopian?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And let me say this.
That's the foolery.
He was kind of, you know, and it's like, damn, why everybody coming against? He has a genuine heart on unity. He really does. But sometimes you gotta fall back and have some respect, man. That's why I said you're not. It's gonna start with us, blah blah blah. So when he said we don't know how Christ looked, then he said, I'm not from the tribe of Judah. You understand?
Pretty much.
Right. Pretty much. You know, and then the part about, well, we not lazy. That's why I had to check that area right there. You know what I'm saying? I had to check that area. You know, but go ahead, brother. It's something else.
We're not saying none of them are lazy, brother. We all been through some type of slavery. All them different people. You see what I'm saying? You even had other people that was hung on trees also as well. So when you go into the book of Joshua and how they hung the 5 kings on the tree, you see what I'm saying? So there's so much to it, man. But like I said before, that's why we have to do a class on Deuteronomy and show that you have to fit all the curses, not just this few. Because when you go through the scriptures, it don't say the southern kingdom would just be fit these curses and the northern kingdom would just go through these curses. It says all Israel, all 68 curses you must fit. All 68 curses.
Let me read this scripture right here. This is Baruch in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number amongst the nations where I will scatter them.
Exactly.
Right? So who you see scattered everywhere, the least populated in all the countries across the world?
Negroes. And that's what I'm saying. Show me where all these Mexicans and Hispanics are scattered through the 4 corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? I want to know that, because that don't fit prophecy according to the scripture. And like I said, when you start talking about the dark-skinned Negro Northern Kingdom people down North, South, and Central America, everybody got an attitude problem, like they don't want to talk about them. Why can't we speak about them brothers and sisters? You see what I'm saying? They brothers and sisters too. They need to be brought to light. Why is they so hidden? You know what I'm saying? Like, why they can't be spoken about? Why nobody can't speak about them? That don't make sense to me. You know, like I said, I'm proud to be from the tribe of Yahawashi. I rep my tribe, and I hold my crown, man. I'm for all Israel. But like I said,
I'm gonna take his advice. He said, "Don't let nobody steal it." He right. I'm not gonna let nobody steal it. I heard.
Right. The Most High chose one race, one nation, one king. You can't understand that, that's your problem. That's why he said you'll be hated by all nations.
Here's the hit I want everybody to understand. He said what I taught him, right? Because he was in F.O.P.E, for our people edification. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I believe Sakari camp started want to try to recruit him and all that, right? It's like a camp battle. I don't care who's with who. But and I call out brothers now. I don't care anymore, right? Because I deal with the word. I don't care how well you speak, how much you think you know Hebrew, whatever. We're gonna deal. So he said, "You taught me." Now everybody can be retaught. Everybody can learn. Iron sharpen iron. But I just find it ironic that the scepter will not leave from Judah, right? Now we don't know who in the hell Judah is, right? I taught, but now what I'm teaching is off, and now the teacher is off. It's funny. It's funny. You know, I find that real funny now that the teacher don't know nothing, but the student know more than the teacher. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like when you have children, right? And they're teenagers, they know more than the parent, right? Until they get their ass behind burnt.
That's why I gotta say this, right? When you look at what the Most High done, right? Why did he choose one of everything? He chose a favorite flower. He chose a favorite bird. Chose a favorite lamb. Chose a favorite river. He chose a favorite people, right? It was always one, right? He said, my heritage is just like a speckled bird, right? That's one bird. That ain't multiple birds. But that bird got many different shades or many different colors on it. It's still a bird, though. See what I'm saying? It ain't a different bird or another bird. When it comes to the nation of Israel and you look at the 12 tribes chart, it looks like many different people when you start to look at it. You see what I'm saying? It looks like more than one people if you actually think about it. Right. But when you actually do the proper study and it goes back to the original Negro phenotype, it goes right back to one race of people that comes from 12 tribes. You see what I'm saying? You know what
you know, and let me say this, you know, and it wasn't a trick question because I don't try to get trick questions because he said native to his land, so on and so forth. But what's the people with the big head? Almax? What you call them again?
The Omax. The Omax.
Right? And they were talking about Hamites, certain, and I told you know that people say they're Phoenicians or whatever, and they're Hamitic. Some people say they're Hamitic. So if anything, they're gonna be more Hamitic than we are.
Right.
All right. If you're claiming that, and when you look at it, let's be real. When you look at them statues and the true depiction of them, they're black. I actually had a guy actually come on and said, well, he just came back on, so I'm waving at you again. He's back on. Looking at, watching. That's good. He said, well, you know the people, the Amalek people, painted themselves black. Right? And
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm like, okay, but but that's not true though. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the problem that I'm having is that we have different people who don't put no respect on Judah, right? Because like the brother said, I taught him, right? And other brothers taught him. And one thing I will say, he probably didn't come off real humble tonight a little bit, but he did to me because he's a warrior. I know him, you know. He know I know him, chop chop. You know what I'm talking about. So sometimes we gotta be humble, man, when it comes not to me, but to Judah, period. Right? Because when you look at creation, right. I'm talking about inventions and who fight,
right,
war, so on and so forth, and creation, everything, right? I'm not gonna tolerate, just like Christ don't tolerate, he's from the tribe of Judah, I'm not gonna tolerate from any tribe or whoever say that they're a tribe, anybody disrespecting Judah, right? Or any black man.
Right.
Or I'm not gonna tolerate it, man. Deuteronomy 7:6 fits real well. When we say, wait.
If Joseph was an Hispanic, why couldn't his brothers identify him when they saw him in Egypt? Why did he think he was an Egyptian? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Think about it. If he didn't look like, now all the Egyptians look like Negroes, the Ethiopians look like Negroes, and that's why the Lord said, I surely have put a difference from the Egyptians and the Israelites, right?
Right.
If Joseph was an Israelite, which he was, and he was in Egypt, he married an Egyptian woman,
Still is.
and his brothers ain't know how he looked, even though they stole their brother when he was young, and he grew up. If he was an Hispanic, you want to tell me they couldn't have known how their brother would look, or have some type of saying this man don't look like no normal Egyptian if he was an Hispanic? Like, come on, man, cut it out.
And let me say this, right?
Cut it out.
Now, this might hit a nerve. This might hit a nerve. When you see, because listen, I'm not against this. I want everybody to understand this. We're not against Hispanics. You understand? We're not rolling that type of thing, right? Because my brother, us two, we don't handle against nobody. We really don't. But this might strike a nerve what I'm about to say. All the music in South America was created by black people. The instrument, the guitar, they got the drum from West Africa, the Mongo, the Congo, the salsa, right? The dance, everything comes from them African slaves, right? From the west coast of Africa. You look up all the words, right? And the music, and you'll find where it comes from. But other people claim it, like Ricky Ricardo did when I was a little kid. He's a Babaloo, Babaloo. And everybody thought that he done it, right? But when you look at all the Hispanic or Spaniard or Spanish music, no, that came from so-called black men and women that were slaves, right? They created the banjo. They created all the guitar. They brought the drums over, right? They've done all the music just like we're doing now. Nothing has changed. Like the scripture says, there's nothing new under the sun. That's a fact. That's a fact. So when we use Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, that's why you're not going to step on Judah toes, Benjamin toes, Levite toes. Listen, majority of the tribes are black.
Point blank. No, all of them are black.
Says, answer the question.
Period.
Now, I want you to hold on. Answer the question. Nobody say anything because I want to hear the question again. And put the question up again so we can answer it. Put the question up one more time so we can answer it. Because this very phone that we're typing on and we're texting on, you know who created it? The very internet we on, you know who created it? Later on the night when you got to take a pee or a doo-doo, you know who created it? The toilet paper that we all use to wipe out behind, you know who created it? So,
they finish.
What's the question? The question was this, and I'll answer it. So why this discussion about us Hispanics when you taught me I was Issachar, a Mexican? I'm going to answer it.
Well, let me say this, though.
Okay.
Before you even answer it out.
Okay.
What we was taught coming out of our school of thought is what we was taught. You see what I'm saying? I've been in this thing for 8 years. I learned a lot of different doctrines from different brothers from different schools of thought. But as you get older, you grow in knowledge. I told the brothers a few years ago, I don't believe everything I was taught out One West no more, which I didn't. Because some stuff I learned that wasn't right. But as I grew in the truth, I started learning there was a lot of stuff that was covered up that the elders didn't learn from, that the information, they didn't have it back then. So what was taught by the elders was what was taught to us. But all the Israelites didn't believe in the same thing. So if a brother taught you that, he's teaching you what he learned from the elders that they came up under. But everything the elders taught was not 100% correct. And yes, some of y'all are Israelites, but all of y'all are not. It's a fact. But you can go ahead, Elder, and answer whatever you want to answer.
Yeah. Me personally, you may be Israelite, and I think you are. But when you go, like right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not thinking. Like you pose a question. I'm gonna answer that question. You say so natives in America never had music till your people showed up. Now that is an asinine or obtuse question. And the reason why, because we know all people have some sort of music. You could beat on a rock, right? Or take a grass leaf and blow on it and chant. I'm talking about what's popular right now, right? And growing in that aspect of it, okay? So the question was, did I not teach you that you was Issachar? I sure as hell did. So, right, I sure as hell did. The scripture said that sometimes we need to be retaught. I learned from brothers and I prayed, right? So I learned from brothers and I prayed, right? So I went to the scriptures, right? And I was like, wait a minute, certain things not fitting, right? Certain things not fitting. And if you fit in certain curses and you from a Negroid descent, now I'm gonna say something to you, right? Remember, you told me.
Hey, Elder, hold on. Let me say this real fast. You know, I don't want to say peace and shalom to the family because my phone about to die. So I'm gonna jump off and let you bring somebody else on and jump on my other phone. So I gotta go charge this one. So I'm gonna let you end it out. But I just want to say peace and shalom to the family. And I'll be back on the live watching. All right.
Okay, let me say before you leave off, I notice a lot of people who say we're Canaanites, they jumped on this line. So I don't know if you invited them to the true shit about to come out now, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fine with me. Well, all them people who claiming that we Canaanites, majority of y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all like that. Y'all are heathens and y'all sojourners, and y'all will be servants in the kingdom, and you will be at my foot. I'm gonna just keep it real. You can call me a Canaanite all you want, but you better respect your king and watch your tongue, because I know I come from 100% royal bloodline from the seed of house of David, from the bloodline of Judah, same tribe as Yahweh. Same tribe as Yahawashi Christ, and all my enemies will be under my foot. So y'all can say what y'all like, but a lot of y'all are sojourners. Y'all just feeling prophecy, and we ain't even want to speak about that. But that's another class we're going to bring out. A lot of y'all are sojourners.
Okay, now I'm going to give you some smoke, brother, because you say I'm a false prophet. Now, one thing about everybody know about me, I'm good at giving that smoke, right? Because it's not come from me; it's from the Most High. So I'd rather give the smoke with both of us, right? And we go into scriptures, right? So everybody that say we Canaanites, tell them to inbox you their scriptures, right? That they say we Canaanites, and I guarantee I'm gonna answer every question. I guarantee I'm gonna answer every question in the spirit of the Ruach and the spirit of Yahawashi, right? So I'd rather bring you back on because you say, am I a false prophet? Well, if I'm a false prophet, now I'm going to show you how when people say things they don't understand. I'm going to bring you on right now, Tracy. So if I'm a false prophet, then that means you're not Israelite. Because you said, so are you a false prophet? So if I'm a false prophet, then that means you're not Israelite. Okay, you didn't invite nobody on? That's cool, King. I love it. And look, man, look, I'm going to be straight up with you. You already know I had nothing against you, so don't do that between you and I. Don't get caught up in that other bull crap, all right? Because people gonna start seeing the wrong way, including me. And I already know you and I talk personally, long conversations, and you notice, you know me, and I know you. So that don't let Shaman Ra, whatever his name is, trap you up. You understand? Don't let him trap you up. You know me, so don't go there with me. Call me a Spaniard all you want, but yeah, okay. I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm gonna bring you on right now, Trace. But yeah, brother, don't come at me like that, because I ain't never come at you like that. You know, I don't want to get out the spirit. I'm not like that. I'm always been a respectful brother. Hold on. I thought I added Trace. I don't know who I just added. Wait a minute. No, there's somebody else asked to come on, Trace. Hold up. Whoever come on.
Shalom, Aki.
Oh, okay, everybody Hebrew brother.
Yes, sir. It's more Allah. Hold
on, King. Hold on. I gotta ask one more question.
Okay.
I'm not saying you not an Israelite, brother. I already said that. Come on, man. All right, King, go ahead and talk, man. If you can keep the noise down a little bit in the background, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Kang. Total Baba. Yeah, I see you doing a blessed thing here, and a lot of brothers and sisters is not understanding the language. I would like to, throw something at, some of the Spanish brothers and sisters, which is, to a point, some is Israel and some is not. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to keep in
Right.
mind that just because, all speaking the same language, you got to keep in mind that slaves went to where those Europeans was at. So all those Europeans is in that land, as well as brothers that speak Spanish as well. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a divide. Not everybody is of the tribe of Yasha'Allah. Not everybody, and that goes to with some of the so-called brothers that's walking and sisters that's walking around here right now, because they got white fathers. Just because they have a black mother don't make them Yasha'Allah. You understand what I'm saying? You are what the seed carrier is. So we all have to be, mindful of how we perceive the information when it's given. Like the brother was taking what you were saying wrong. I thought you said I was Israel. Yeah, you are Israel. To a point, we don't, you understand what I'm saying? We don't have it down factual 100%, but we do know the identification factor went to the Spaniard Isles as well as our people. Brazil, Spain, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and another brother had made mention about the Aztecs and the Mayans creating, the almanac. Okay, I give you that, but follow the history. Read the Broderick Files, and you'll find out where the Aztecs and the Mayans come from. So by this being the case, you got to be very, influential mentally with the information. Don't get caught up, brothers and sisters, in the area of being stubborn with the information that you receive. We are not Canaanites. Look at the Canaanites, and you can tell that we look different than the Canaanites. And if you're calling yourself a Canaanite, approach your own people with that ignorance, because that means that you're ignorantly deceived, unless you were really caught up in the mix. Let me
interrupt just for a second. Let me interrupt for a second. Like I told the brother, if anybody's a Canaanite, if you're saying you're from with the big heads, Amalek, whatever you want to call them, if you're claiming it, then you're more a Canaanite than we are.
Exactly.
You understand?
You're claiming your identity.
Right. You have to be very careful. And he said he's in the spirit, so I'm gonna take him on his word on that, because, like I said, without revealing, I know this brother. You know what I'm saying? And I say brother because we had deep conversations. Put it that way. You understand? Deep conversations, and I know I can call on him on certain little things.
Right.
You feel me? So
yes, sir.
I just want him to understand where I'm coming from with this, right? And I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I've always been an honest type brother, an honest type man, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't think all Hispanics represent all 9 tribes, period. And if you think that, then you're going off, right?
That's
so, because I will ask you, somebody that's in Mexico like Wesley Snipes, you can't say they just Judah. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna let you go and speak, brother. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And that goes back to saying the brother. I wanna focus on the brother that called us Hamitic people. That's calling us Canaanites. Now, when you look at yourself in the mirror,
call his name out so I can bring him on. Is his name Sar?
His name is that's Isa Y Uzi. It says nope. That's not him. That's not him. He's responding to somebody else. My bad.
It's probably Sar.
It's way up there. Yeah, there we go. Sar Shimron, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring your ass on, brother, and I say that in all due respect. I'm gonna bring you on so you can get it out.
Now, everybody that got caught up in the slave trade. Let's focus on us, right? Now we're gonna say 90% of us was Israel. 10% got caught up. So yeah, we may have some Hamitic people that came over with us, but the curse was put on Yasha'Allah, Ibar. It wasn't put on nobody else. If you got caught in the mix, then you got caught up in the mix. That means your people sold you just like they sold us. There you go. Thumbs up, buddy. Accept that. Now, as far as, back to the Hispanic brothers and sisters, listen, you got to look at it from the light of how we see it. for the simple fact, every black, quote unquote, black brother and sister is not an Israelite. They're not. Just because they are brown skinned don't make them Israel. So the identification factor is 100%. How you identify yourself, it matches. Because I know if I'm looking at Qanath, Elder Qanath right here, we hold similarities in identity. You don't see a Hamitic feature in us at all.
Nah.
You understand what I'm
Nah.
saying? We
Neither
don't
one
look
of us.
like
No
Nigerians.
ham at all.
Right.
Right.
We don't look like Congolesians. We don't look like Sudanians. You understand what I'm saying? We don't look like, the modern day, quote unquote, so-called Egyptians. We don't look like them. If you look in the back of Egypt, where they hold the so-called black people, the original Egyptians or the original Kemetic people, came.
Let me say this, brother.
Yes.
And I'm sorry I cut you off. And I'm gonna stop really commenting on the brother post, because he said, and I like what you did. He always called me Elder Qanath, just like you just did.
Yes.
Qanath said his ancestors never got raped. That's a lie. I never said that. I mean, what fool? Listen, ancestors, our people get raped right now today.
That's
by
right.
Black, white, Chinese, Arabs, and Hispanics. So
that's right.
now I'm starting to think you're another spirit. And now I'm going to release the line of Judah on you. Because what you're doing right now, you're playing semantics, right? And I'm going to bring you, because you say I'm English, but I'm going to bring out some English words, right? Which thou may have difficulty understanding, right? Be very careful. Be very careful. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk, King, because right now, with the brother, and like I said, I thought we was good. But you just lied on me, brother. You just lied on me. I still said, brother. Now I'm gonna have to stop, because you said Qanath said ancestors never got raped. But you go ahead and finish, brother. Go ahead, and I'll deal with him.
Well, see, you got to understand when the feelings and the emotional, mental get harmed, they will project verbal violence. And when I say verbal violence, it's things that go against your character. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what people do out of ignorance. We can't prevent the horse from walking to the water when it wants to go. But one thing we can do is walk beside the horse when it's ready to go, and when it's done, take them back to the stall. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you look at life like this, man, I said that as a metaphor, and I hope some people caught it. I hope everybody caught it. But if you didn't, okay, my apologies. But if you look at life in the aspect of a seed, you'll see that a seed will only grow what the seed is. You plant a rose seed, it's not going to grow a carnation. You plant a carnation seed, it's not going to grow a dandelion. You plant a dandelion seed, it's not going to grow a cucumber. See, everything is identified by its seed carrier.
Right.
And we are telling you that we are Yasha'Allah. We are Israel. We are not Hamitic people. If we were Hamitic people, we would still be in a land.
Right.
Think about that. We would not be over here in America.
I got my brother Ness Roberts. Watch this. My brother Ness Roberts just commented. He said 30% white sounds about right. And one thing about Ness is this. He's so-called look Negro on the whole thing, right? And he would tell you, and he lived in South America, right? So I know people who live there, right, who can edify you also, but you're so right on what you're saying. But you go ahead, because I'm going to let the lion out the cage in a few minutes. You go ahead, and I'm going to take as much time. And Tracy, I'm going to still bring you on, because I know I talk a lot.
Issa Y. Uzi said, people don't know in Latin America, we are majority brown, Israelite, Ishmaelite brown. Like, for real. I understand what you're saying. Is this my sister or my brother? I can't see your picture. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm not trying to degrade you. Please, humbly, forgive me. But your statement is correct. True indeed. But it still has a wavering boundary in it. What I mean by that is this. Just because a brother or a sister has dark skin, they could have reflected that dark skin from their mother, but their father could still be a Spaniard. Their father could still be a Portuguese. Their father could still be these Europeans, Spanish-speaking people with dark skin. That's all I'm saying. So when you really look at the picture, you really have to know who you are and identify your people with your people. Your people will tell you who they are. Just ask their mother and father. Ask them, where's your mother from? Where's your father from? If they could give you a breakdown of that, you know automatically. You know automatically. So there shouldn't be an argument on there's the Boricua brothers and sisters or the Chicano brothers and sisters. It shouldn't be no argument in this area. Only thing we're saying is not every Spanish-speaking brother and sister is of Israel. Their fathers could be of a Spanish, European Spanish identity, which will make them that European, not Israel. You understand what I'm saying?
And,
So,
brother, and like I said, when I asked him, I said, who go to war? He said men. And I said, well, Hosea 7 talks about unturned cake. And I've done a video earlier which explain what unturned cake means. They didn't come back. I'm not going to go into precepts because I've done like 1,000 times. And I'll do it again another time. You didn't answer that question. Right. So if white people come rape a bunch of black women, what would the child be?
They'll be white. They'll be white. But see, the scriptures, what they got to realize is it states in the scriptures after the third generation.
They turn back, right?
Exactly. So people are forgetting this. And the brother right here, Poor Issachar, he said not every African, right, American is Israel. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Not everyone is of Israel. We have brothers that got skin as dark as ours, whose father is white. They took on the complexion of their mother. But we still have brothers and sisters who accept them as being Israel. You understand what I'm saying? But me personally, if your father a white man, I don't accept you as Israel. I don't. And I let you know that when I meet you. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not to be disrespectful toward anybody. It's to tell you, you and I are not the same. We are not the same.
Let me say this. The brother Emmanuel said, he said, how in the F? Now, I thought I was a teacher to you and an elder, and you say, how in the F you speak English? This is what I'm talking about. How supposed to be our people come at each other, right? Because
that's right.
Brotherly love don't talk to each other like that. Now you can misspeak. You can misspeak, but you type that in.
That's right.
How in the F do you speak English? Well, now I'm gonna tell you something, Emmanuel. We know from the beginning the whole planet was black, and I'm gonna bust you in about a give me my I'm gonna bust you with something. I'm gonna show you black Asians, black Arabs, everything, right? And you're gonna find out where all languages come from.
Hey, but he just said, so why is Judah setting division upon us? Nah, brother, you taking it the wrong way. Emmanuel, brother Emmanuel, Ivan Rodriguez, Aki, you're taking it the wrong way. Please understand, bro.
Go ahead, explain to him, King, while to get something. Go ahead, explain to him.
Please understand. We're not separating Israel. What we're doing is defining Israel, because you got to keep in mind, Black Hebrew Israelites today, their ancestors was raped here in America, KKK. So we got a lot of black people, Israelites today, that have white people in their genealogical makeup. But Even in science, it tells you after the 3rd generation, melanin does what? It goes back to its original. So if you look at fruit, everything starts off the color as dirt. I'm not lying to you. Look at a seed, same color as soil. Every seed is either black, brown, with designs on it. You got some white seeds out there, but just think about the seeds. Majority of the seeds is the complexion of the soil. So the fruit grows out of it, green, but when it starts decaying, it does what? It goes back to the melanated state. Look at a banana. A banana do the same thing. It starts off yellow, it starts off green, then it turns yellow, then it goes back to black again. It goes back to what its mother is. See, what I'm trying to share with you is this, right? Okay, what I'm trying to share with you is this. Please understand. Even the white seeds germinate. When they germinate, they turn green, and then whatever the color may be, yellow, red, whatever, all are melanated colors. And then what? Then what? It turns back to the color of the soil. You understand what I'm saying? Because it goes back to its natural state. Now, that's just melanin. We dominate existence, period. Period. And that's
Now,
only because of the people.
Hold on, brother. I'm sorry, Slocky, just 1 second. You said
Yes,
we
sir.
dominate existence, right? Now, a lot of our people fall into different countries. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm not going to give nobody the title book because we're going to do a documentary, right?
Yes, sir.
We don't know what color Julie is, right? Now, this is the Philippines. These
Yes, sir.
are the original Philippines.
Black as ever.
Is it upside
Israel.
down? I turned up
Nah,
away.
it's right side up. They look just like us.
Okay? These are the original Philippines.
Look just like
right?
us.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that might hurt. Trace your lineage 700 years ago. You're not going to find it. I'm just going to be real. You're not going to find, you're talking about who we are. You're not, see, these are the original Philippines, right? And I can go back and back and back and back. Trace the Hispanic lineage back 500-700 years ago. You're not going to find it. Now, you said what language your parents speak. Understand that. You said, well, we spoke this language.
Right.
Well, we only spoke one language until our oppressors gave us another one. Right?
That's right.
And we created that too. But we spoke Hebrew.
That's
you
right.
understand? Hebrew. So if you're speaking another language and you're saying that you are indigenous to this land, we got a problem.
We got a major problem.
We have a very serious problem.
Major.
You understand? A major problem. Because now, if you're saying you're from Spaniard descent and so on and so forth, then we got to go back and say, well, when did the Spaniards come here? Now, mind you, 12 countries, because we've done all F.O.P.E. for our people edification. We researched every country in South America, starting with Argentina, where the majority was black. And they killed all of them in the war, put them on the front line, right? And crucified 90% of them. Records, facts.
That's right.
So now, when you look at this, and you look at these original people, which were so-called black, because I don't want to deal with semantics. You understand? So-called black. Now I got to ask you, because I know my color, this brother color here is going to fit.
That's right.
Right? Oh, laugh out loud. Okay, yeah, it's the real Canaanites coming on the line.
That's right. Hey, look. Let me hit this brother real quick, bro. Brother Emmanuel. You know, he said, so why, if the Philippines are your people, you said they were not when you were pushing Camp Doctrine? Look, check this out. Let me give you a little insight on that, bro. You got to realize Asians conquered the Philippines. All right. Now, where did our people go in slavery? They went to the Philippine Isle. Now, they got sexed by the Philippine men that was there. And then you got dark children like us that came out. So Do those children that was the original so-called, before it was called the Philippines, it got the Philippines after the slave trade. Understand that. Just like Puerto Rico got its name after the slave trade. Just like Mexico got its name after the slave trade. Y'all need to wake up, man. Use this, man.
You know what?
Use this.
You know what, bro? Hey, you taking it personal. This guy taking it personal. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, we can put out laughing, we can do all this stuff, right? But I dare anybody that's going against what we're saying, because we all have smartphones. Don't miss it. Don't.
Right.
In
Google
fact,
it.
I don't know if you can do it. I want you to do. I want you to do this for me. We all have smartphones, right? Don't mention a nationality at all. Don't mention color at all. Mention who were the slaves in the Philippines, who were the slaves in Mexico, who were the slaves in Argentina, and watch what it's. Don't just ask that one question and watch what it tells you.
It's going to always refer back to us.
Yeah.
Always. Because in actuality, you look at the historical background of America KKK and all the diasporas of the European powers. Look at this.
Right.
Look at it closely.
Now that's why Old Testament, New Testament will always say who was scattered.
That's right.
That's the Israelites.
That's right.
I was trying to be nice, and I'm still holding back because I'm letting this brother speak. I know. Let me say this. What time is it? Because I know a few other people want to come on. But before they come on, I want this brother to spit because I want you to spit some more knowledge.
But real quick, let me answer him real quick. But real quick, let me share this with you. Not all natives are descendants of Asians, brother. Some of them came from our continent. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful on what y'all say and how y'all say it. Y'all speaking to people that studied this. Man, I'm 20 plus years strong in this. So whoever has an issue with what we saying, identify with us and we can give you the insight. Don't cause a debate. Don't cause a war, because in actuality, the best key of separation is ignorance. Ignorance is the best key. And guess what? The Euro Gentile love it when we on here with all this bull crap, because all this information goes right back to their data board and they watching, oh, look at these niggers. Look at these spicks. Come on, man. Why are we doing this? Let's have a conversation. Let's build properly. Let's keep the Euro Gentile mind state out of it. Let's build. We can build better.
Okay. And you're right. Let's build. And we're going to build with knowledge, right? And right now I'm going to deal with the bumblebee. I'm going to deal with the bumblebee. And the bumblebee stings. Right? So what I'm about to say may sting, right? Because a lot of people in South America, right, is so-called Arabs and Mongoloid, okay, and Australoid. Right?
That's right.
So I'm gonna be straight. Do your research. You have to understand, right? Because you said I taught you. I only taught you, right? I only gave you the pan, right? The pan. I didn't put the ingredients in the pan. All I did was say, "Oh, this is what we're gonna cook in." I gave you the pan. I didn't even tell you what meal we're gonna cook.
That's
Emmanuel. So, and I was bringing you along, and you got sidetracked. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of the flavor of the flour and the grease, because when you get the pan, you put the grease in it, right? I'm not even gonna turn the oven on yet, right? So I'm gonna give you something. All you gotta do, right? And there's many different nations of people that live in the South Americas, right? And many different tribes of Indians, so-called Indians.
That's right.
Right? That are from European descent, right? And just because, no, let me take it back. Just because a person has straight hair, you don't have to be European.
Yo.
Straight hair, you don't have to be European, right? From Mongoloid descent and Arab descent, right? And when you go into it, right, you're gonna see that a lot of the people from them areas are Mongoloid.
True indeed.
You see that? Ta-da!
There you go.
I have many
mixed breeds.
I have many books.
Mixed breeds.
Mixed breeds. And the Mongoloids, you know what they got? They got the ring in their mouth and the bone through the nose. Canaanite, right?
Yeah.
So when we go into that, you're going to find out. And we can laugh, hee, ha, all that. And I'll bring you back on and give you only 3 or 5 minutes if you want to speak. But, and I'm going to give you the last word, bro. Let me, so real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hold that thought.
Yes, sir.
Hold that thought.
Yes, sir.
So
I got it.
When you look at that, right? And I know y'all don't want to deal with DNA, none of that. And we don't have to. We just deal with the scriptures, right? And we can deal with history, right? And maybe before the week out, I'm ready to go look at a book that somebody gave me the info on, right? That's 400 to 500 years old. And everybody they called over here was Negro, right? Spoke on giants and the whole thing. Y'all wasn't even here.
Right.
You wasn't even here.
That's right.
That's
it was
fact.
God, Jesus, and all the other guys that exist. Hey, look, on Paul Issachar, real quick. He said Europeans were black, dude. Okay, look, we ain't talking about the original inhabitants of the land. We're not talking about that because the original inhabitants of the land got erased and pushed out because all the historical information only show you white people now. So don't throw that type of bullcrap at us. We know what history tell us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now look at Europe now, fool. Don't be saying stuff like that to confuse everybody. And this cat right here, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. He said, don't see how the Europeans watching us has any relevance on this subject. Man, if you don't understand the relevance in what we are doing and what we are saying, we are being watched. We have hits being put on us. We got all this type of stuff happening, brother. And if you feel as though that there is no relevance, then why are you on this line? Because you are nothing but an anchor. Time to throw your ass off the boat so you can sink, man. Go and fly somewhere. Go and fly somewhere. You're a peon, bro. Come on with that dumb stuff.
I have a book here, right? Hold on, before you go, right? I'm
an anthropologist. Yes, sir. I am an anthropologist. Look me up. Yahawashi Yahawashi. I do nonprofit organizations. I got 5 companies. Look me up. What you got going on? I'm all for Israel. I do for Israel. I protect Israel. What do you got going on, boy?
I think he's on your side, though. The brother said that. That's what's my brother. I think he's on your side. He's trying to figure out your
mannerisms. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right, brother. My bad. If you on my side, my bad. You understand what I'm saying?
But you know, and
my
that's
bad,
true.
brother.
That's how we do.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all something, right? I'm gonna tell y'all, man. A lot of people don't know. Don't you know?
Paul Issachar, you ain't working with nothing but an opinion. You sound like a fool saying that.
Look, why I looked this up, let me say this. A lot of y'all wouldn't even know how to read or write. It wasn't for us.
Exactly.
Point
Tell
blank
again.
Read or write if it wasn't for us, right? Mathematics if it wasn't for us.
If it wasn't for us.
Medicine if it wasn't for us. Science.
If it wasn't for us.
Of war.
If it wasn't for us.
Nothing. You wouldn't know anything. And how dare you come? That's the thing about it. That's why. Now, I've always been a meek and humble brother. Now, you better turn me against all of you because you don't know. I done my research, and your research only go back 400 to 500 years, right? So, Israel started out all black, right? So, my thing is, when you just look at creations, inventions in itself,
and I don't know you, brother. You ain't nobody. People everywhere know me. Nobody know you. Sorry about that, bro.
I don't know. What's it?
This dude, Kiming voice, Hebrew king. You ain't no Hebrew king. You're a fault. That's what you are.
Okay, I can't see that post. Hey, look, I'm gonna give you the last 3 minutes, brother. Go ahead. I'll bring you back on, but I gotta let other people. Everybody want to come on. So I'll bring you back on.
I'm gonna just watch from here on out. You know what I mean? I love what's going on, man. I appreciate the fact that you came on, Elder. You know, and you got this emotion and that, you know, the ears and the mind of people get to work. I just wish that people would stop the insults. Just because you don't understand, that means you're ignorant. That means you're dumb. Learn something. Don't hate on the ones that's talking. We're giving you information from what we studied. Just because your studies reflect something else, don't mean nothing. Sit down with the books, crack them, and we sit down and we go mind to mind with it. There's no reason to be online to where white people can look at this. Like I keep telling you, Don Bird, you know, stop the bull crap. Y'all some fools.
Now, you know, I'm gonna bring Dawn on too, because Dawn my man, so
yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Let him talk, please.
And here's the thing, I love you and Dawn the same, so I'm trying to figure out what's the I don't know what's going on.
Let that brother speak. Let that brother speak, man. I'm a fall back. I say Shalom Hashem Yahuwah Berekata Yahuwah Lala Dwa Mora Elder Zakar. Shalom.
All praise, all praise, all praises, all praises.
All praises. Shalom.
Okay. Dawn, I'll bring you on real quick, but let me wait, hold on, because I promised Tracy real quick. And I want to bring the other brother on, not brother, the coward on in a few minutes, because he probably left, right? All right, come on, bring this up. Let's go. All right, come on, bring this up.
Hey, Qanath. Go. Shalom, brother. Can you hear me?
Shalom. Yeah, I hear you. Shalom, go ahead. Shalom. Yeah, I hear you. Shalom, go ahead.
Shalom. Hey. Oh, with what the guy said, Mexican / Spaniard / Neanderthal Reese monkey. As far as the languages, remember when he talked? No, I'm talking about the one you had on. That's what I'm saying. Mexican / Spaniard / Neanderthal Reese monkey. Yeah. Anyway, when he talked about languages in Mexico, they speak 69 different languages and Spanish in Mexico. And out of those 70 languages, they speak 10 of them fluently. So what is he talking about? You got to, do you even know, you know, the places where y'all live that you have a lot of languages there? Like, this is insane, Qanath. You're not our people. None of you on here that's Mexican / Spaniard / Neanderthal / Reese monkey gene. You're not our people, nor will you ever be. You was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I will not. Nor are you not. Right. And let me tell you what else is going on in Mexico. And I don't like the comment he said about black people being lazy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, what's going on in your land in Mexico and a lot of places in South America, you're rapists. I'm agree with Donald Trump. You're rapists, you're thieves, and you commit, and you got a lot of incest in your race. And you practice Santa Maria. Yeah. All of y'all, Mexico to South America. The hell are you talking about? You will never be. That's all they are. And that's why they act like savages. Period. Point. I'm going to agree with Donald Trump. Yeah. I grew up with Spanish, so I know how y'all act. You act like savages. You will never be our people, and it's plain and simple. That's really all I wanted to say. So I don't know why this man didn't even know that they speak 70 languages in Mexico. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know that. Well, let me say something. Let me say something let me say this. Mm-hmm. Anybody get offended, they get the hell off the line.
I don't care. I really don't care if they get offended because they're not our people.
I'm gonna bring you on too.
They're just heathens to me. They're heathens just like the Hamites or any other heathens. That's what I look at them as. So as far as you working for low, wages, you gotta work for low wages. Cause ain't no white man gonna hire you here on no other wages. They look at you as slaves and now they're tired of you and now they want to get rid of y'all. They didn't use you for the labor and now it's time for you to go. That's not the black man's problem. That's not the black woman's problem, or that's not the black child problem. You created that problem for yourself. And if y'all are such this good race of people, then fix up your own goddamn country. Y'all water, it sucks. Y'all got bad water in Mexico. Why don't you make a system to have clean water? Y'all sewerages suck. They can't even flush their toilets or put toilet paper down the toilet because their sewages suck. Your country sucks. Get it together in your own country and don't worry about somebody else's country. That's the problem that I have with those heathens. Worry about your own country. Stay there and fix your wives and your children. Because other than that, the white man go come over there and take that over too. That's coming next. They want Mexico because you got resources there. So since y'all want to come over here and you don't want your own country, well, they're getting ready to take that from you. It's coming. Watch and see. Then you won't have nothing at all. Okay? Yeah.
Right. So let's deal with
Now
this.
run, tear that. Now run, tear that, little Mexican slash Spaniard slash calling us Hamites. Calling us Hamites.
One guy, I think he ran off. I was hoping I could get him on. Showing my age because I gotta go to the restroom. But let me try to find this brother. Let me try to stroll it on this. No, he's not brother. And I hope you don't be no coward and run. And I hope you don't get the coward and run. Matt. But Matt, let me read this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes. Chapter 51, verse 23. It says, draw near unto me. Ye unlearned, and dwell in the house of learning. So we all have to learn, man. At the end of the day, we all learn. They must have got off because the scriptures say the wicked flee when no man pursueth. Okay, my timeline. I won't even go back up to that guy.
Qanath, he was being, I'm sorry, brother Qanath, to interrupt you. He was being very disrespectful when it came to the tribe of Judah. I was so mad and irritated. I'm like, wait a minute, who does these people think they are? Stop playing with these people. I don't got time for them. You're a heathen, and you better hope that God keep you on the earth to serve us, because that's about all you're going to be as a servant. That's all you're going to be. You're a servant now, so get ready to keep being a servant, because that's what you are. You're a servant. That's all they are. And if they didn't want to be servant, then get your shit together.
Hold on. Let me try to bring them back on. If they don't, I want to see something because now, hold on, this whole tight. It's not letting me. So you go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, they're mad, Qanath. Very jealous of black.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't answer any questions.
Mexicans are very jealous of black people. Period. Now they want to call us Hamites. So what do you have against the Hamitic Africans? What do you have against them? They're a better nation than you are. They're a better nation than you are. You people are not even human. I don't consider them as humans. I don't care what nobody say. You are a hybrid nation on the planet. Mexico and Arabs are the most mixed people on the planet. Mutt/hybrid. I mean, how dare you disrespect us? I mean, the audacity of these people. I'm sick of it. I don't have time. I'm going to tell you like it is. You're a damn heathen, and that's what you always going to be. Simple as that. The problems in your own country is your own fault. It has nothing to do with no one else. We don't have our own country. We sitting over here with these goddamn heathens over here. Mexicans have their own country, and they can't get it together. So I have to give y'all the side eye. Give black people Mexico, we'll build it up in 2 years. And we definitely will put a wall, and you ain't going to be able to come over there. So, like, I don't understand why they are not building up. Mexico is very fertile. It's a lot of produce, Qanath, is shipped from Mexico to over here. It's not like they're starving to death over there. If you stop stealing, raping, and doing incest, then maybe it'll be okay. But when you go in their culture, they do a lot of killing. It's a lot of killing over there. All they do is kill, rape, Santa Maria. Come on.
Oh, shit. Hold on, Tracy. You got cut off. Let me bring you back, Tracy.